What's popping? What's going on? I'm your girl, Suzanne Patrick, aka Susie Savagi, and welcome to another episode of Surviving Lagos. Have you ever sat yourself down and thought to yourself, do I feel grateful for healthy living? If you have, how often do you feel grateful for being healthy? Join me as I talk to Adebolu, a true cerebral palsy warrior, and of course, the Fierce Nation president, Laycon, a true sickle cell warrior. We would also be going to the School of Blind. So we have a lot for you this episode. This episode is about resilience and determination. And I hope that you stay to the end of the episode. Without further ado, let's get into the video. It's Surviving Lagos, baby. With Susie Savagi. It's Surviving Lagos, baby. This episode is my episode because one of the reasons why I did this episode, I was telling my producer before we reached out to any of them that I have to do the episode. Like, it has to, if it's not done, I'm not doing Surviving Lagos. But yeah, thank you guys so much for honoring my invite. It means a lot.
It's a pleasure.
So let's start with you. How was like childhood? How was growing up? How was it with like for you?
It was different. I would say I used to use the word weird, but it's not weird. I don't think it's weird anymore. It's just different for me because I was tiny and education was kind of fast. So I was in classes with people that were way older than I was. And also at home, it was still the tiny. They lock us in the house, by the way, because I have two elder brothers. So we're not supposed to go out. But I could squeeze myself through the door. So
That sounds like such a fun childhood.
yeah, but the thing was, I was an observer. So I didn't play, I didn't ride bikes. I couldn't ride bicycle till 2021. So I didn't play with tires. I didn't do a lot of things. I was basically I had experience, but from the observing point of view.
Why?
Yes, now, normal African parent, don't go and play. Go stay inside and read. That's
So it was just a stay inside.
Yeah, it was a stay inside and read thing.
So Adebolu, tell us about childhood. How was it growing up for you?
My childhood, I was that boy that nobody wants to talk to me. Although I go up in, let me say, in back, because where I was, it was like, if it's not slap you, kind of apartment. I grew up with a lot of children at my age in the same compound. So most of them, when I go out trying to associate myself with them, they kind of pull back because back then I drew and I couldn't even walk. So I was a totally different kind of child. In fact, we went forth with my mom for me associating with their children. So I got to say that I was the one even running from people, that I would lock myself indoor, and then I started reading until I got to know more about myself, and I decided that if the world did not accept me the way I am, let me first of all accept who I am. And then I did that, and look at me today.
You're thriving. So what exactly is it that you're diagnosed with?
Sickle cell.
All right.
I am SC. Let's put it that way. So there's 3 weak genotypes. There's SC, SS, and CC. I have SC, and there are some people who have CC that it's way worse. SC is actually supposed to be worse, and the older you grow, the worse it becomes. Yeah, me discovering that I had SC and then realizing that it basically just connected everything that had been happening, me falling ill, the fact that I didn't walk very fast. But for me, it had always been, it's a natural thing. I thought it was natural, so I didn't really think anything about it. And even when I discovered that I had the SC and then doctors started prescribing drugs, I threw the drugs in it. I think this is the first time I'm saying it. I did not use any of the drugs because I felt like I've been living up till this point and I didn't take these drugs. So I'm not going to take it now before it starts bringing in something that wasn't there before. So for me, I've never actually thought about it to the point where I say, this thing is going to affect what I want to do. It's going to affect how I want to play. I used to play football. I do whatever it is I want to do. I mean, it's until later that now doctors are always like, you need to pace yourself. You can't be doing a lot of activities simultaneously because...
How was your relationship with like your siblings, considering the fact that obviously like being new?
My childhood was different, but I didn't really understand or discover that I had SC till 2012. All I just knew was I felt ill. I could feel my growth. Like for every time I am growing, I can feel myself stretching. Like the bones, I could feel it. But I discovered I had SC in 2012 and I read about it. I had to go to a genetic doctor and then I am lucky. I'm actually very lucky.
How do you feel like your situation has affected your journey through life?
I usually say I'm a proud cerebral palsy warrior. Back when I was a young child, I usually blame God that why me? Why must it be me? My parents had two children with disability. So why should I be the one with this? Out of 4, why should I be the one with cerebral palsy? Why me? Why? Until I got to know now, why am I blaming myself? God created me for a purpose.
Facts.
And when I accepted that, trust me, that purpose now, I tell myself, every place I am today, it's all because of my disability. It's promoted me and it made me stand out among my peers. So I am proud of my disability.
You should be. So you said 2 out of 4 children have a disability because I read about you and I saw that your brother has autism as well. So how has it been for both of you? Do you feel like you guys share something considering the fact that both of you guys have a disability?
Yes, Taro was the most loved in the house. Even though I have cerebral palsy, that was totally different because it doesn't have the, let me say, the positive aspect of autism. He has the negative whereby he withdraws a lot and his level of thinking is that of a 3-year-old child. So me and Taiwo are somehow close. And somehow that can decide that he doesn't want to talk to anybody for days. And it will go like that. But then me and him are brothers. And we're maintaining our brother love.
As you should. So in everything that you've been through, where do you think you get your strength from? Like where do you draw the strength from to like keep going? Because sometimes you're just, because I know when I fall sick, I'm like, I don't think I got, like I literally just recovered from malaria and typhoid and I was on drip and I know that like day 2 into my treatment I was like, I should just die. Because my body wasn't bodying, I wasn't myself. It was just very foreign because I don't fall sick and I couldn't, I just was tired. But what is your source of strength?
My mind. That's the number one thing. My mind controls everything else, controls how I feel, what I want to perceive, what I let in, what I give out. It's my mind. So whenever I feel put down physically, mentally, emotionally, it's the mind. I look inwardly and then have the energy to give myself.
Adebolu, where'd you get your strength from?
Let me say the Bible. I love reading the Bible when I was much younger. In fact, anytime I'm alone without a novel, I'm with the Bible.
What's your favorite Bible verse?
I like Psalm 23 very much.
23?
Yeah.
My mom is always reading Psalm 23. That's so crazy. Can you tell us about like one evident situation in your life where you have felt like you could just give up, like an evident situation where you got tired and people around you knew that you were tired?
When I was about 8 years old, dated Wagner, and I don't have a stable hand. I shake when I eat. So that day I was eating and the food actually spilled to the floor. So I was still waiting, and then my sister was like, well, when you're done, back what you have poured. I was like, okay, I've had you. And she kept on repeating it. And all of a sudden I felt that it was getting toward me because she actually, I don't know if it's a mistake or intentional, she called me a name I didn't like. So I flew up. And when I went to the kitchen, picked up a knife, and I almost stabbed myself.
So what stopped you? What's in that point made you
There's the fact that my grandmother was around during that time. She was the one that stopped me and consoled me.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that. I'm really sorry. How about you?
So the thing with me is, when I was very, like I said, I was an observer. So I observed what everybody was doing and what I liked to do. It wasn't the same thing. So I knew that something was different. And immediately I started, okay, so what's different? Physically, you can't really compete with the people that are your
Age.
Yes, so what is that thing that you can work with? Yes.
Your brain. Period.
So I started, I know I can't do the physical things. And I don't have hard power, so I use soft power. And that's what I basically started doing. So my mind, I just basically started working on my mind, stretching it, learning things. And also, I saw a movie, there was one movie I saw, Ray Charles, Jamie Foxx. It was about a guy, Ray Charles. It's an autobiography movie of Ray Charles. So he was blind. He went blind. He started going blind. So at the point where he got blind, his mother was really tough on him. I think he was like 5 years old when he got blind. And his mom was there. He was trying to touch something very hot. And his mom did not even say, she didn't say anything. He fell down and was calling her. She was right there in front of him. And she didn't say anything because she figured, from my experience, she's a black woman in the 1960s or 1940s. They would cheat on you if you are black. They would mess you up. And then you're now a blind black boy.
God.
So she started going hard on him. She didn't even say anything. He got up himself. He almost touched the fire. I felt that it was hot. And he started training his senses. So at that point, it just gave me, whatever it is you can work with, start making it better now. So when it's time, when you start facing those, it's going to be hard, but at least you'll be prepared for it to a certain point.
We know that Nigeria doesn't really educate people on like illnesses and how to react to things and like everything. So what areas do you think they can do better and what areas do you think they're lacking in?
What's that, the government?
Yes, of course. Oh, what's funny? I saw that you're the youth leader for Ogun State.
Yeah, Ogun State. I'm a youth ambassador.
Period.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I think they know what they're supposed to do. Because we are all human beings and let's have compassion. I am today, another reason why I'm here today is because of him. Like you don't have to be there. You don't have to experience it to care. You just have to, you just have to know that you're a human being and everybody deserves a chance. It's not even about the government now, it's about we human beings. That's what I'm trying to get at. You as an individual can help the next person.
True.
And I'm always saying these things. Our leader is a reflection of we as a people. Because I remember during this Naira scarcity and fuel scarcity, the individuals who made life hard on every other individual were not the people up there. They made their policy and everything. But you see that one POS guy that is increasing money on the money that every other individual wants to collect. That is the problem. It's not, because if that person becomes president, and then what?
True.
Or you see a gate man that is just there, a security guy that is just there to secure, and they give him a little bit of power. Remember when you want to get jam form, and the security guys, they will make life hell for you. Like,
even when you want to write the jam.
Exactly. So it's just those little things. So it's we as a people.
How about you, Adebolu? What do you think?
I've been a person of people with disability and spending a lot of time in the ministry of Lagos, because I do visit the ministry a lot with my peers, talking about how to improve the standard of people with disability in Lagos. I would say these people already know what they're meant to do. It's just that if you don't prompt them, they may not do it. They want that eyes to be on them. They want people to know, to ask them before they are being given.
So in the spirit of surviving Lagos, every time a guest comes, I always ask them to like give us like a tip for how you've been able to survive Lagos. So get your tips ready. How do we survive this jungle called Lagos? Give us a tip. So I'll start. I would say learn to differentiate your friends and your friends, because not all your friends are really your friends. How about you? Tip.
Okay, absolutely. I'm so that when it comes to picking friends, I'm very, 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 very 100%
Careful.
When I'm picking a friend, I should have someone with the same ideology as I do. Because I can't have a friend whereby when I'm talking about my disability and the person's laughing.
Sure.
Or I can't have a friend whereby all he wants is to be the beneficiary while I'm just losing, while he's just trying to use me. So I take a lot of time to monitor who I associate with. And if you see my friends, as I move with, I have to say that deep killer within me. Every morning, although the first always to school before they get to my house, from their own place, they won't go straight to the school. The first was come to my house every morning. Then we all go back to where they're coming from, to the school. Even though they may be late, but they still dedicate that time every day from SS1 to SS3. And those are what I call true friends.
I think the friends that you have are type of friends that my mom is praying that I have, but hopefully I'll get them. Your tip?
I've always been telling people, most recently, is don't run away. Don't run away from Lagos.
Exactly. You don't go style.
Don't run away from Lagos.
Shady, my producer, Ma, you come back.
Don't run away from Lagos. Don't run away from Nigeria. Because there are problems here. Yes, there are problems. I'm not going to lie, there are problems. But you're running to where there are man-made problems. They've solved all their normal problems. Now they are creating mental problems for themselves over there. And you'll be dealing with that. But here, when you solve one problem, if you can try and look for one problem, dedicate 10 years to solve one problem, you're made, like, for life. And that's the thing about a country like Nigeria. There are multiple opportunities.
Yeah.
And everything will be trying to stop you from getting that opportunity. But once you get one, you're made.
So now I feel like with this, like we've seen that your mind is like your strongest point.
Yep.
And like you always talk about, it's what you allow gets to you, and it's what you allow inside your mind that you work with. Okay, so what would you tell people that are facing like similar situations, or like people that have illnesses and people are just like genuinely like looking for strength from anywhere, or like looking for motivation from anywhere?
I always say it's the most important thing is you have to be sincere with yourself first. You have to be sincere. Like I said, I asked, what do I lack? So what do you lack? What do you want to do? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? See, first things, when you're sincere with yourself, nobody is going to make you feel some type of way. I think that's the most important thing. Because when people say things and it gets to you, it's because it's probably true, or there's some form of truth
In it.
about it. See, I've told myself things that I realized, okay, this is facts, you need to work on it, and I'm working on it, then you're not going to make me feel some type of way about it because I'm already working on it. So I think that's the most important thing. You be sincere with yourself, you know what you want, and then you train yourself to go for it. It's not going to be easy. It's never easy. And truth is, you don't even have to have it all figured out. You just have to go with it. You can't figure everything out.
Adebolu, what about you?
I'll talk people with disability or people that have dreams and then they're looking down on themselves, that your past doesn't define you because what happened to you has already happened and it's gone. It's up to you to look at your present situation and then look at what you want to do with your present to achieve what you want in the future. Because me growing up, I've always been that kind of boy that they were always telling me, you can't do this, don't try it, don't go near there, it will affect you, don't do this. Until the day, and I listened to them until when I realized that if I keep on listening to this kind of things, I'll be back, I'll be way behind. And then even if they say I should not do it, I won't do it in their phones. I will go back when nobody's seeing me, and I'll try a new thing. I love trying out new things, and I love taking risks. So if you are there seeing your disability as a challenge or seeing your differences as a challenge to achieve your future, as my big brother here say, it's all about the mind. You don't need to be physically able or have the strength to be able to carry out the tasks. All you need to train is your mind. And once your mind can do it, trust me, if you decide to build a mansion with your mind first, building it as a physical entity will be very easy.
If you were looking at your 10-year-old self in front of you, what would you say?
I would tell him, well, don't worry about what people say. I let what people say to me back then get to me and determine who I am or who I was then. And I'll tell him, take a lot of breaks, make a lot of mistakes because you learn from those. And that's what will sharpen you to be who you are in the nearest future.
I agree with you. How about you, Laycon? Do you have anything to say to your 10-year-old self?
It would have to be, don't be scared to make mistakes too. Yeah. Like seek mistakes, seek failure, to be honest. Yeah. Just make sure you continue. That's the worst thing that will happen, you fail. That's the worst thing.
I agree with you. I actually agree with you. Thank you guys so much for coming on this episode. I love it so much. Thank you. I'm grateful. I learned a lot. Thank you guys so much. I hope to see you guys outside the studio.
Yes. Definitely.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It's nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure, big pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and yeah, as we've all said, this jungle that we live that's called Lagos.
I'm for Lagos with the John Boss.
Period.